Wednesday! Woo! Welcome, everybody, to the Wednesday morning edition of the Off Base Podcast. The podcast that is very carefully crafted to remind you to suck a fat one if you think you're the only one. I'm your host. I am the Rocky Mountain no-name Jackass, and it is 20 degrees. Oh my God, look how fucking white my hair is. 20 degrees. 20 fucking degrees in the city of Aurora at 7:51 in the a.m. on Wednesday, April 13th, 2022. Yeah. Chaw time. Here we go. All right. Yo, the big news for me, and I know how exciting this can be, but the big news is that yesterday, while we were waiting for stepson to finish volunteering for an event at his school, we went to the King Sopas across the street over here, and they finally, and I've been looking around at the grocery stores close to our house, and nobody's had it for probably 3 months, but King Sopas finally got a shipment of my favorite coffee flavor from Green Mountain Coffee Roasters, which is their Wild Mountain Blueberry. Oh, I fucking love the Wild Mountain Blueberry. Unbelievable. It's fucking delicious, nutritious, and just all around just a mood improver for a no-name jackass like me. Fucking love it. So that's what I've been drinking this morning, everybody. Wild Mountain Blueberry. It is the shit. It is the piss. It is the vinegar. It is the bloodline. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Anyway, I'm just very excited to be finally drinking Wild Mountain Blueberry. Look at these fucking kids. Walk faster. You know there are cars turning. Oh my God. Is that a dude or a girl? It's a dude. He's got hair longer than my wife. Hey, you hippie. There we go. There's a quote. Hey, you hippie. Hippies, get your butts off the road. From Superman 2. First time the cop encountered Zod and his crew. Anyway, so my stepdaughter, she was so cute this morning. I was in a meeting, and I have an alarm that goes off at 7:05 for me to go start the car. And that alarm went off, and she came from the kitchen into my office, and she said, "Oh, hey, you're in a meeting. I can start the car for you." And I was like, "You sure?" And she was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Oh, okay, here you go." I gave her the keys. She went out, started the car, came back in. I was like, "Are we good?" And she was like, "Yeah." So then, 10 minutes later, at 7:15, when we go to pile in the car to leave, I walked out the front door, and the car wasn't started. And as I said, to start this thing off, it's 20 fucking degrees. And one of the things that you want when it's 20 fucking degrees is to come out to a car that has been very nicely warmed up. So I walked out, the car wasn't started. She was behind me as we were walking out. I said, "Stepdaughter?" She said, "Yeah." I said, "The car isn't started." She goes, "Yeah, it is." I said, "The motor's not running." She goes, "Oh." And I had to explain to her that the heating elements in the car will not work unless they have power. And they will have power if you start the motor. Oh, she was so cute. She didn't realize. So she was saying, she's like, well, when I stuck the key in, the thingy came on. And they always describe stuff as the thingy. They are the most nondescript people on the planet, which is understandable because they're young and they don't know how to fully communicate at this stage of their existence. But she was very cute. So when the thingy came on, and what she meant were the lights on the dashboard, and I thought it was on. So I turned the heat on, and everything was working. I said, yeah, but it's not blowing warm air. It's not blowing hot air. So we all had gotten in the car and froze for the next 10 minutes as the car heated up. The other thing is, I had to let her know, is that if she does that, if she puts the key in but doesn't start the car, but turns on all the amenities, that's going to drain the battery. Luckily, the car did start because it was only doing that for about 10 minutes. But now she knows, and knowing is half the battle. Who said that? That's right. G.I. Jane 2, Will Smith's wife. She will be saying that in the movie version of G.I. Jane 2. That fucking asshole. So hats off to my stepdaughter. And the other thing is I said, she was even saying to me, she said, yeah, I wasn't sure if it was on or not. And I was like, well, if you're not sure, just say something. Everybody thinks that for some reason, they have some fear that if they ask a question, that the other person is just going to turn around and just punch them in the face. I was like, I'm not going to punch you in the face. Just, if you're unsure, just ask, and then we'll remedy the situation. There's nothing wrong with asking. But these kids these days, they have problems communicating. It's not just the kids. It's people in general have problems communicating. But kids in general are afraid to ask questions. And that is part of our job as parents, is to get them to the point where they feel comfortable asking questions. So we have to provide an environment that allows for that. And the more and more that they do it, then the more and more their fear of I don't know what will fall away. And they'll ask questions, no problem. And even if somebody does give them shit for asking a question that they think might be stupid, well, then they'll be able to come back and say, hey, I was just asking for clarity. There's no need for you to be an asshole. I would like them to develop that skill. That's a good skill, calling people out on who they are, which are assholes. I am one of them. So I look forward to her calling me out on being an asshole, if I'm being an asshole. So we're going to come back to my stepdaughter in just a second. But switching gears, going back to the sleep issue that I am trying to remedy and strengthen. We went to bed about 9:30 last night. I got up at 2:45, went to the bathroom, came back, fell back asleep. And then my alarm woke me up at 5, so I got my 7.5. I'm liking it. Now, I'm starting to worry, though, a little bit on whether or not I am truly getting that deep sleep that one needs in order for maximum productivity and workout recovery. Now, I can say my legs do feel pretty good today. When we got home last night, I did a 2-mile walk with 10% incline at 3 miles an hour and burned about 400 calories, according to the treadmill. Certainly broke a sweat. That's such a great, easy workout. And by easy, I mean that I'm not putting too much stress on my joints at my old ass age. But I'm starting to worry whether or not I am getting that deep sleep that is required for that, because I was watching another Matthew Walker interview. He didn't directly address this, but he was talking about the effects of caffeine on your sleep. The half-life for caffeine, I think, is 8 hours, but the quarter life is 12 hours. So, and I currently drink, I would say, a lot of coffee. For example, it's 8 o'clock in the morning. I've already had 2 12-ounce cups of coffee. And I will have another cup when I go home of keto coffee to drink with my breakfast. And then I'll probably have another one after that, particularly since I got the Wild Mountain Blueberry back. But with a quarter life of 12 hours, he's basically saying if you have in the interview he was talking about, he said if you have a cup of coffee at noon, in 12 hours, there will still be a quarter of that caffeine left. And he said that's equivalent to going to bed at midnight, drinking a quarter cup of Starbucks, and thinking that you're going to get good sleep. And there are plenty of people, myself included, who can drink coffee in the afternoon or after a dinner, right? And go to bed and sleep through the night and think that we got the best sleep possible. But he was rattling off studies that show that if you do that, you certainly run the risk of not getting that deep sleep that is required for optimal performance throughout the next day. So it just got me thinking, oh shit, maybe I should start cutting down on coffee or drinking decaf. Maybe my first cup in the morning is caffeinated, and then I go to decaf. And it reminded me when I was at the commissary, one of the brands that the commissary sells, which by the way, fucking great deal at the commissary. Like they sell, I think it's 12 packs. Is it 12? Yeah, it's 12 packs of K-Cups for like $3. And that's phenomenal. Okay? That is just phenomenal. So if it's 12 cups, if it's $12 and it's $1 a cup, that sucks. If it's $6, then it's 50 cents. If it's 3, it's a quarter. So it's a fucking great deal to get a cup of coffee every morning for a quarter, I think. Well, what do I know? But the brand that I like, that the commissary sells, they do have a decaf version. So I am definitely going to start drinking that, because the big shot in the morning is the one that I need when I first wake up at 5 o'clock. So 12 hours later at 5 p.m., I will only have a quarter of that caffeine left in my system, roughly. You know? So that's another change that I'll start to make. Start off with the heavy stuff, but then go to decaf. Because a lot of times I drink the coffee simply for the flavor. Case in point, the Wild Mountain Blueberry that I'm drinking. At any rate, that whole coffee thing just got me thinking on whether or not I am getting that deep sleep that is required for optimal recovery. Particularly if I'm waking up in the middle of the night, which for the most part I do maybe once, and it's mainly to go to the bathroom. So maybe I also then have to cut down on the liquids that I'm drinking right before I go to bed. For example, last night, we got back after stepson finished his volunteering. It was 7:30 when we got home, and we start getting ready for bed at 8:30. But before that happened, I did my 2-mile walk, and it took 40 minutes, and I drank an entire, how big is this? I think it's either a liter or 2 liters, probably a liter. I drank an entire liter of water because I was sweating, you know. And that water didn't exit my system until I woke up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom. So it's another thing I got to change. Maybe I start doing my walks a little bit earlier in the day so I'm not drinking as much liquid at night. And why are we stopping right now? What the hell is going on? Probably an accident. I hope everybody is okay. Interestingly enough, as we were coming back home last night on this particular road, there was a huge police blockade. There were probably 8 cop cars blocking off the entry ramp to go onto the highway. right here. We're going over the highway right now, or will be soon. Yeah, there's some cop cars. I can now see some flashing lights. There's a backup here on the off ramp. Hope everything is okay. I'm telling you, these fucking Coloradans, man, they suck at driving. Suck. All right, so we're more than halfway back. So I'll go back to my stepdaughter here. Because on a ton of levels, she's really awesome. I like her. And it's good for parents to like their children. And of course, with all relationships, there are things that people don't like. And the thing that I don't like about her is her fucking room stinks. Oh my God. People, for those of you out there with children, please tell me that your girls are less vile than your boys, because I don't have that situation in my house. She's 13 years old, and compared to the boys, she is disgusting. Her room stinks. There's some smell. I don't know where the fuck it comes from. She wears these, I think they're Doc Martens, that have a 3-inch heel on them, and she wears them all the time, wherever we go. That's like her shoe. She loves them, and she looks great in them. The only problem is her feet fucking stink. I don't know if she's not wearing socks or what, but that smell is horrendous. And I point it out to her all the time. I'm sick of trying to be polite with her and be like, dude, your feet smell. And she's like, ah. And I'm like, just go wash them. Nah, I'm not going to go wash them. Well, thanks for letting me smell them. Jesus Christ, have some fucking consideration, some courtesy. And that smell is mixed with, and she sometimes doesn't wear deodorant either. I don't know if she forgets or just deliberately is like, yeah, I'm not going to put this on so that other people can smell me today. So there's that, and then clothes that lie on her floor that don't get washed for I don't know how many days, and they've had the BO smell. So it's just, you walk by her room and you're like, fuck. I hate going in her room. I would love to go into her room, wish her, a good night. Well, I do. When I'm putting them all to bed, I go in and I kiss her on the head and wish her a good night's sleep. But I'm not in that room for more than a minute. And then when I wake her up in the morning, same thing. I'm not in there for more than 30 seconds. It's just to wake her up and then to get out because it smells so bad. And her bathroom is disgusting. She does not flush her toilet. There's clothes all over the floor, makeup all over the place. And I get on her about it. I wish my wife would more. But I understand my wife is very busy. And she comes home. Last night she came home at 8 o'clock. She went to work at 7. She had a 13-hour day. So I understand. But Jesus Christ, if anybody out there of my 2 podcast listeners has a disgustingly vile teenage girl, have you tried to curb it? If so, how? Holy shit. Look at these fucking asshole drivers. Dude just made a left-hand turn. We got 2 lanes. And if you're making a left-hand turn, you'd go in the left-hand lane. He's cut right in front of me. Jesus Christ. Fucking suckwads, man. Anyway, if you got a vile, teenage, disgusting human living in your house, it's energy that I don't want to spend, but if I do, then, things will actually smell nice. And I can't open her window to get that fucking smell out because it's 20 degrees outside. Fuck! As soon as we hit May, if we're getting like 60, 70 degrees, oh my God. Her window in her room will be open. Ooh, there's a helicopter, a double-bladed one. It was just hovering, now it's starting to move. They're so cool. Because, we're getting back to base, so we'll be seeing some Air Force aircraft going on around here. Anyway, those are my big rants for today. Disgusting teenage girls. Vile. That smell is horrid. Ugh. Ugh. Seriously, I start walking in a room and my gag reflexes start going. Here we go. Making the turn. We got a decent line of cars today. Come on, I want to get back. I want to eat. Because there are a couple projects I got for work that have my attention right now. And I'm excited to get back to them. All right, so let's recap. Things to improve on to continue building that solid sleep pattern. 1, drink decaf coffee. 2, try to get my workouts done a little bit earlier so that my bladder isn't as full of this fucking jackass. You knew that you couldn't go in the right lane. Now he wants to get in front of me. Fine. Go ahead. You fucking Honda Civic fuckface. Is there anything worse than a fuckface? Which, by the way, that term just got glorified by the Jerky Boys. I'll see you with my tools, fuckface. The Jerky Boys. Speaking of funny fuckers, I actually have a semi-decent business idea that involves Bill Burr, surprisingly. Now, I am some no-name jackass, but I'm actually I got this idea this morning as we were driving to work. And I think I'm going to do some research and send him an email about it. Who knows? He could actually respond back and be like, yeah, let's try this. Start doing the math on it, and I was like, yeah, maybe it's a pretty good business idea. We shall see, everybody. We shall see as we get closer and closer to the base. To the scanning of the ID. He also seems like an honest enough celebrity that he wouldn't just read that idea and steal it and not respond to me. But who knows? But based on everything I've heard from his podcast over the last 10 plus years, he should be a stand-up guy in that regard. But you never know. We shall see. Alright, I'm next to get scanned, everybody. Alright, bro. Morning.
How are you?
Not bad.
Good to go.
Thanks. There it is. Those guys, it's a shit job. That's all they do is scan all the IDs all day. I love that our next door neighbor, and his wife will make him snacks or food or whatnot and take it out to him. That's a good thing. I like that. Okay, so here we go. Back on base, everybody. This Wednesday should prove to be good. Like I said, I got good sleep and feeling productive. So let's see how this shit goes. There it is, downtown Denver, with the Rocky Mountains in the background, and we are losing the snow caps, starting to melt, which is reminding me I got to return our ski gear because the ski season is almost over. To quote the Godfather, I think it's Godfather, right? Al Pacino, Michael Corleone. I think so. Either way, that'll bring things to a close, everybody. Wishing you a great Wednesday. And I'll smell you tomorrow.